computer. Monish, can you turn your video on? The video, I mean, the game won't be interesting if you have your video off. You can't. Okay. So I will play with Siddhant, then you can watch what we are doing. Okay. So Siddhant, I'll give you. So I'll tell you something. Say for example, I tell you you have to show me square objects. Okay. And then I'll start counting from 10 to 1. You have to get as many square objects that you find around. That's just a clue. Okay. So it sounds similar to this. We'll be doing some games. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is you will have to show me something that is black in color. Okay. And your countdown starts now. 10, 9. Okay. As many things as possible, I said.
Okay,
8,
fine.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you're charged. Siddhant, did you notice your t-shirt is black? Your spectacles frame is black.
Yeah. I thought about that. I didn't know if that would count.
Okay. Yes, that is counted still. Okay. So the next thing I'm asking you is you have to show me few things that you use to write. Okay.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, Siddhant. Okay. So Monish, since you weren't there, I cut short the game because we usually have a couple of rounds so that all of them get into the group. Since you were not there on video, I cut short the game for Bhaiya alone. And yeah, okay. So let me get started. So today's session is titled Raising Future Leaders. What do you think it means? First, let me hear it from you before I share. Okay, what do you think raising future leaders is all about?
Teaching us the values to be a good leader in the future.
Okay. What do you think, Monish? You can unmute and speak, even if you can't turn on your video. Monish, beta? Okay, I think he had some issues turning on unmuting himself. So let me get started. Yes, raising future leaders is about, today's children. It is often said, it's often said and thing that today's children are tomorrow's leaders. So if we inculcate the right ethics and right values in the children, and if we make them, strong enough with all those qualities that are required for the leader, we can make them the leaders of the future. Okay, so that is what today's session is about, and this is a children's based special session, which is why it came also. The idea came up only yesterday night. So I thought, okay, I wanted to do something on this special day since Monday was a working day and not many children would turn up. That is why I fixed it on Sunday. So let's get started. This is about today's session, raising future leaders. It is an initiative for raising the leaders of tomorrow, which is you. You guys are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. Tomorrow's India lies in your hands, and we want that to be safe and secure. That is possible when you emerge as the strongest leaders. Okay. So a quick intro about me. I had a quick intro about Siddhant. So let me introduce myself as well. I am an engineer turned life coach. I have worked in leading MNCs like Ericsson, Siemens, and I've also worked in startup concerns. After which I had some twists and turns in my life, and I realized I am more connected towards people than with those telecommunication machines, which is why I went on to become a life coach. I'm a founder of brand Sinestra, and through my brand, I provide services that help transform people's life along different dimensions, like their personal development, educational guidance, career guidance, parenting, relationships, emotional intelligence, etc. And I'm also author of the book Decode Your Dream Career. And based on my own experiences, I did my engineering and I had my own reasons for doing my engineering. Of course, I did excel in my engineering. I was a silver medalist in my post graduation. And I've also worked successfully in leading MNCs, but still I felt a void. And later in my life, I realized that that void is because I was not living up to my own strengths and passions, which is why I went on to become a life coach. And I wanted the future generation not to repeat the same mistake that I did. I didn't want them to waste a couple of years in their lifetime working in some other field and excelling also there, only to find that they are not emotionally connected towards that field. So, how do you actually go on to decode your dream career? That is what this book is all about. And I'm also a poetess, a speaker, and an ambassador with Women Entrepreneurship Development Organization. So that is about me. Okay, now let me ask you something. I want I want to know why you guys are here to today. I had an agenda. I wanted to know to benefit some children on the Children's Day Eve, and that is why I am here. But I want to know why you guys are here. What inspired you? I know there's World Cup semi-final of a finals match going on. It is a Sunday evening, a time for most of you to relax, catch up with your friends, but still you chose to come here. So what inspired you? Let me start with Siddharth.
The theme of the session was interesting.
Okay, great,
So like I thought I should attend just to
great.
see.
Thank you so much. Monique, can you let me know what inspired you to join us today?
Ma'am, the main reason why I'm joining today was to focus on my career that that I'm quite confused about what I'll be becoming in the future. So due to this, I can easily decide my future.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, not everybody has a clarity, like I want to become this. When I was of your age, I have started with thinking that I will become a scientist. Then I moved on to doctor. Then I moved on to teacher. I moved on to psychiatrist. I moved on to journalist, lawyer, and I had a lot of other things in my mind without knowing what was actually inspiring me. Okay, so that is why actually people need help in identifying their careers. I'm glad that you joined us, Monish. Thank you. So let me tell you why I have started this session, raising future leaders. Okay, this is one of my favorite quotes. It is by our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He had mentioned that the destiny of future India lies in the four walls of its classroom. Why? That is where the young minds of tomorrow are nurtured. If they are nurtured right, they will emerge into strongest leaders and they will lead India into a successful position. So it is not me who is going to lead India into a successful position down the lane. It is you guys. And I wanted to do something on the eve of the first Prime Minister's birthday, on the eve of the Children's Day, so that I can nurture those right seeds into the minds of those children so that they can go on to become the best possible leaders for India. So I am excited to share this session with you. How excited are you all?
Very.
Thank you so much. So let's get started. You know, this question is for both of you. Have you ever felt, you wanted to do something great in your life? Both
Yeah.
for this. Okay, great. How about you, Monish? Have you ever thought of yourself, I want to achieve something great in my life?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So can I understand what your definition of achieving something great is?
Being successful professionally, like in your field.
Okay. So what field have you chosen now that you are in grade 12? Do you have any fields in mind?
Yeah, computer applications.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. How about you, Monish? What is doing something great according to you?
Now, can you please repeat the question?
I said, I asked you if you wanted to achieve something great in your life. Have you ever thought of it? Okay. Now tell me, what is something, if you achieve that, will give you the feeling that you have done something great in your life?
Ma'am, I would be satisfied and I would be thanking myself that I have achieved this goal what I have been planning for so many years.
Okay. So as a child, I had always thought, I had always told myself I wanted to achieve something great in my life. I wanted to do something really big in my life. But what it was, I hardly lacked any clarity. But deep within me, there was always this feel that, I want to be the kind of inspiration that people would have in their life. Over the course of my life, I realized being emerging as a strong inspirational leader, a person who is there to transform the other people's life, is what was my definition of achieving something great. Okay, but from that naive child who didn't know what she wanted to do to be to become to say that she has done something great, to a person who is now sitting in front of you telling that you can also do something great. I've learned a lot of things on how successful people go on to live their life. What is the difference between others and us? So, whatever I'm going to be sharing here in this session is those that I learned through in the due process. Okay, so I will be sharing three important secrets with you all, and I will also have one important secret for your parents to know how you can be made into successful leaders. Okay, so shall we get started?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so this is another favorite quote of mine. It says, "Successful people don't do different things; they do things differently. They it's not like they are like they come with that Superman kind of shape or not. They are exactly just like us. They do exactly the same things we do, but they do it differently. If we can go on to do the same thing in the same way they do, each of us can become successful. It's not just the Tatas and the Birlas. It's not just Steve Jobs. It's not just Sundar Pichai. All of us here can become equally successful if we learn those little secrets that these successful people share. And I will be sharing here three such important secrets. So let's get started with the first one. Before moving to the secret right away, I'm going to put you guys on a drawing challenge. So, do you guys have a pen, paper, or a pencil and paper ready right with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Great. So, I will be showing you an image now. I'll show it to you exactly for 10 seconds and then I'll stop the screen share. Okay, once I stop, I'll give you 2 good minutes. You can just try drawing the diagram. Is it okay? Okay. So your time starts now. 5 seconds done. 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So now I want you guys to draw this. I'll give you 2 minutes. One minute over. Twenty seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, can you guys show me your diagram?
Ma'am, me.
Yeah, both of you. While Sasha checking Siddhant's one. Okay, you have drawn the sun, the trees, the house, the birds, and the clouds. Okay, you have made a rough sketch of the entire thing. Awesome, Siddhant. How about you? Yeah, Monish, can I see your diagram? Okay, the trees, the house, the bushes, the fence is there, the clouds are there. Okay, both of you have given a good try. So
You're
we are,
muted.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Now we are going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to have this share screen on. You will get to see this image, and again, time you for 2 minutes. I wanted to draw the diagram again. Okay, let me start the image. Okay, and your time starts now. Seconds more. Time up. Okay, I want you guys to pause and show me your diagrams again. Let me start with Siddhant. Yes, Siddhant. Okay, the cookie trees, the house. No. Good attempt, Siddhant. Thank you. How about you, Monish? Can you show me your diagram now?
Ma'am, actually, there was some technical glitch in my device, so I'm just drawing the rest of the part now.
Okay, no issues. I want you to tell me, like, I've given you two drawing challenges. In one challenge, the first one, you had to draw the diagram without seeing it. Okay. In the second one, you had the diagram right in front of you, and then you started drawing it. Which of this was easier for you?
Actually, the first one was easier for me
Okay.
because in the second one I had to focus on all the details, like so it took me more time to finish.
Okay. But when you have to cover all the details, will you be able to cover those details without looking at the diagram?
I don't think so.
Okay. So how about you, Monish?
Ma'am, the second one was quite easy because, but I kinda like the first one because in the first one we have to just observe the diagram balance and started drawing as due to that we have to just remember what was there, and the second one we have to just copy the whole sketch,
Exactly.
exactly the whole it takes
Okay.
shown there.
Awesome. Siddhant, did you notice that you had drawn a sun extra in the first diagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So why does this happen?
Uh, for some reason, my brain just remembered that there was a sun in the.
Okay, okay, exactly. So, can any of you guess why I am talking about this diagram and this challenge right now? There is some important message I want to tell you through this challenge. What do you think it would be? Any guesses?
Mom, what?
See, I gave you two drawing challenges, and of course, drawing has nothing to do with leaders. We are not talking about who is going to be a great artist, as an artist and a leader in artists. But I've still given you a drawing challenge here, and I'm asking you to compare those two experiences. Any idea why I'm talking about this right now? Okay, so let me get into the answer right away. See, that is the first secret. Successful people are self-aware of their goals, strengths, and passions. Now, the diagram that you wanted to complete, this is like your own goal. Okay, or whatever ingredients are there has to be accomplished. Like if you have to achieve your goal, all these details have to be there. For that, you need to be aware of who you are as a person, what your strengths are, what are your passions, what will help you go there. These your good awareness of all this is essential for becoming successful in your life. And if you notice, all successful people are very self aware. They know what their goals are, what they want to accomplish. They know their own strengths, which will help them to, which they can leverage on to achieve their goals. And they know their passions, which will give them the drive to work towards these goals. In fact, their passions and their strengths will all be aligned towards the goal. It's not that they have a goal to become an astronaut while they are very good at drawing. All these will be in sync with each other. Okay, so all successful people, if you see, they are all self-aware. If you had seen Abdul Kalam sir, he was very, very passionate about science and he knew that he can make something big in science. Okay, so he wouldn't have worried himself about art or the creative writing part of it, but he was so sure of what he wanted to achieve in terms of science. Similarly, if you talk of Einstein, he knew he was a mathematical genius, and he knew he can sit and work with hours and hours, work for hours and hours on equations. Even when he got a mere clerical job, he used to accept his job just so that he can pay for his sustenance. And then there, he will complete his clerical job within minutes, and then he will start on working on his mathematical equations. So all successful people, if you see, they are very aware of what they want to achieve, what their strengths are, and what their passions are. And if you see, whoever has reached those positions, they wouldn't have achieved it by chance. They have honestly dreamt of it and worked towards it. Okay, so that is the first secret I have for you. So now, when you want to become successful in life, you need to become aware of what your strengths are, what your passions are. Like Monish had told me just now, he still has the difficulty in identifying what kind of career he can choose. Now, after my stint in the telecom concern, I had done freelance content writing because I wanted to spend time with my family. My kids were very young then. So I wanted to be with them. So I was doing freelance content writing. I used to do content writing for UK based students for their assignments. And there was one student who had to apply for an apprenticeship for interior decoration. Okay, and the process that he had to do was he had to give a detailed account of what is required to become an interior decorator, a painter, not an architect who draws it, just a painter who is going to do the painting and whitewashing. For that, he had to give a detailed account of what our skill sets are required, and he also had to explain what are his strengths which are aligned with the requirements of the job? What are his passions which are aligned with the job requirements? What kind of personality he is, and how does that align with the job requirements? All these things we have to detailedly give a summary and then mention, due to these factors, I am a right fit for an apprenticeship. Now we are talking about salaried people here who have visions of going on to CEOs and CTOs. If an apprentice had to do so much of groundwork, what kind of groundwork do we have to do to say that I want to be a CTO of this company down the lane, or I want to start or become an entrepreneur myself? There has to be a lot of introspection from our own side as well. And we need to know what our strengths are and what our passions are. And our goals should be in alignment with this. And once we are self aware of all this, success can be inevitable. Okay? So that is the first secret. Now let's move on to the second part of the secret. Okay? You will write a detailed account of your daily routine in normal days, a weekday, what is a daily routine? What time you wake up, or what time you go to school, what time you come back, what do you do for the rest of the day, all that. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your daily routine, Siddhant?
It isn't exactly fixed.
Okay.
I managed to write an approximate routine.
That's okay, fine.
I wake up around 8 or 8:30,
Okay.
and then I get ready because I have class
Okay.
from 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Then after class, I get home and I do my homework for the next
Okay.
day.
Okay.
Then I have college at 1:30.
Okay.
And college is from 1:30 to 6:30 every day.
Okay.
So after 6:30, I come back home, then I rest, I freshen up, then I study for an hour. And some days I go down, or like,
Okay.
or some days I'll keep studying till 9,
Okay.
and then I'll go to bed.
Okay. Awesome. Can we have your routine, Monish?
Ma'am, 2 minutes. I have one word left. I have one word left. I'm just left with one word.
Monish, I didn't understand. Can you repeat again for me?
Ma'am, I am just left with one word. I was writing one word in this daily routine because I was just writing the whole daily routine. So I was about to just get finished with it.
Okay. So now that I know your routine, Siddhant, I'm going to give you examples of routines of some successful people who have been largely accepted as being successful. Okay. The first one is Barack Obama. Do you know who Obama is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, former president of the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. He woke up at 7. This was during his tenure as a president. He woke up at 7 a.m. But from 7 to 8, he had a fitness routine for his strength and cardiac workouts. And then 8 a.m. he had breakfast with family. His breakfast routine always was with family. Okay, and from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. it was office work alone, no diversions there. And then once he's back home, he always made sure to have dinner with his family. And then 8:30 p.m. he puts his kids to sleep and then has time for himself. See, this was Barack Obama's routine. Okay, now I'll show you another routine. This is Jack Dorsey. Do you know who Jack Dorsey is?
No, I don't know who he is.
Okay, he's former CEO of Twitter.
Okay.
Okay, okay, so now we are going to compare Jack Dorsey's routine. Okay, he woke up at 5 a.m. and then he had a routine of meditation and then running up and then he freshens up and 7:30 a.m. he always walks down to office. And when he was CEO of Twitter, he was also running multiple ventures himself as an entrepreneur. So he used to have a fixed timing, a fixed days for each of the venture that he runs. Okay, and all those work timings were restricted from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And 6:30 p.m. he had his dinner, and then after then it was his own personal timing. Okay. Now, to an Indian, I'm sure both of you would be aware of him. MS Dhoni is personally my favorite too. Okay, so Chief's routine has 4 hours of cricketing practice, both as a wicket keeper and as a batsman. So he had 4 hours, good 4 full straight hours per day. After that, he would go hit the gym for his cardio and strength training because he had, as a wicket keeper, he had to sit in that squat position for long hours. Again, he needed that cardio and strength training to give him that stamina to sit for such long hours. This was his routine. Okay, now I've shown you routines of 3 successful people. Okay, now, I want you to reflect on their routines and your routines. I want you to compare both of this and tell me what are the similarities you see there and what are the differences you see there.
They
Ma'am,
usually.
shall I tell?
Yes,
Ma'am, shall I
Monish.
tell my daily routine?
Yes, Monish, please.
Ma'am, at 5 o'clock I wake up in the morning and 5:30 till 6:15 I do gymming
Okay.
and 6:30 till 1:40 I have school. So after that I come. So I just take a 15-minute gap and
Okay.
then from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock I study math. I'm studying.
Okay.
And
Okay.
after that, and then 4:30 till 6 o'clock, I go for my cricket practice because I have matches upcoming in December.
Awesome. Super.
And after that, coming back from there, I go for a swim and then gymming protein shake. Then I start studying for an hour
Okay.
for a 4 hours, and then I can keep on studying for 2 hours more and then eat dinner and sleep by 1:30 in the night.
Okay. Okay. You sleep by 1:30.
Yeah, yes, I'm in the night.
Okay. So how long are you getting a sleep then?
Ma'am, after coming back from practice, I take at least when I am free with studying earlier when there is holiday from school like today and day before, so I just go out.
Okay. So, okay, I'll come to your point again, Mani. Let me finish with Siddharth. Siddhant, did you compare your routines with those successful
Yeah,
people?
I did.
Yeah. Tell me what similarities you found.
Similarities basically, uh, I don't know. We have long working hours, like both of
Okay.
us. But the difference is that their routine is more fixed. Like my routine is very flexible.
Okay.
Like some days I might not study, I'll go out in the
Okay.
evening and all of that. But their routine is like fixed.
Okay. Okay, now that is more so because you have the flexibility now. And yes, this is the general routine that we have covered. Okay. Now, when it comes to weekends, they would have had a different routine as well. But on a broader scale, we just see how they are, what kind of things they are prioritizing and how they are giving time for each of their activities. Okay. Now, Monique, tell me what similarities you saw with those successful people and the routines of your routine and their routine. What were the similarities and what were the differences?
Ma'am, the ma'am, my routine is quite easy, but their way of working, I appreciate them all because Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a player, so he doesn't. So I know his routine. He just wakes up, starts going out for playing, and then come back and do gym and all, and then after that he eats dinner. So our routine is quite easier than theirs because they have to be out for several hours doing some doing their professional work. Like
Okay,
Barack Obama was a president of America somewhere, I don't remember. And Dhoni, we all know that he's a cricket player, so he just keeps on practicing for wicket keeping and wicket keeping because in matches, wicket keeping is the most difficult job for a keeper for a player in the cricket sport.
okay. Thank you so much for reflecting on this and sharing, Monique. I mean, at such a young age, for you to give such clear answers, you surprise me sometimes. Awesome. Okay, now let us think of it this way. Yes, they had professional commitments, but then not everyone does the same professional level work with the same level of commitment, which is the difference between them and the others. What makes them extraordinary is their level of commitment. Okay, yes, as a president of United States, say for example, as a mother of two and a solo entrepreneur myself, if I say my days are hectic, the president of United States has an even more hectic day. He could have chose to skip out on his family time. He could have chose to skip out on his physical health routine, but he didn't compromise any of it. He made sure that he prioritized each of his requirements well. For himself alone, he gave some time, quality time. For his family, he gave some quality time. And for his goal, which was not to excel as a person, he gave some quality time. Same when it comes to Jack Dorsey. No, he was running multiple businesses at the same time. Still, he had time for meditation, for his jogging, and then his routine to office was also incorporating fitness routine. He had yearly dinners, all of which were important for his physical health. And then when he entered office, he had clear substance for what kind of work he'll do for a 6 day. If it is Monday, he'll attend to one business venture. If it is Tuesday, he'll attend to some other business venture. But he has clear routine that will help him, handle each of these tasks effectively. Which is how our own business brains like Ambani, Birla sir, everyone they go on to have multiple business ventures, all because they are making sure they prioritize each of these well and then go on to work towards it. Okay. Now that was one thing. And when it comes to Dhoni, yes, uh, you know, still 4 hours of cricketing pressure is no joke. But still, there is something extra required that commitment for his fitness routine, which is how all leading cricketers are reaching that position. Have you watched Sachin Tendulkar's movie, the Life Story movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, MS Dhoni's movie?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, you could have seen how much time they invested in their goals for becoming cricketer, even as their child. Okay, yes, they did have the same kind of requirements like us when we are in school, not to study and complete their courses, take their exams. But they didn't let that stop their passion for cricket. Similarly, if you done for today, you say that you want to become a computer applications engineer, then start looking at what all you can do, to look to excel in that field. And in addition to your school curriculum, your working hours, make sure you spend some time for that as well. That is how successful people go on to achieve their goals. Okay, and that is leading us to our second secret. All successful people will have strict routine for their holistic growth and achieving their goals. Okay, so which is why Jack Dorsey had meditation, fitness routine as a part of his physical day-to-day routine. It had nothing to do with his official requirements or his business goals, but that helps him on an individual or personal level. The clarity that meditation gives him, it helps him handle the stress of handling multiple jobs. All this comes with a good meditation routine, and the good physical workout helps him, handle that physical stress that comes there, and also, now, to overcome the impact of sedentary lifestyle. Right now, if you see most of them in India who are working in IT fields have a common issue. Lifestyle-induced diseases because of the sedentary lifestyle. Okay? If the CEO of Twitter could afford time for physical routine, yes, we as individuals could have done it too. Just that people have misplaced priorities, and that is why people miss out on all the holistic growth and other vitalities. So, when you compare this with successful people, they have a very strict routine for their holistic growth and also for achieving their goals. They don't compromise on either of this. Both of that is a strict requirement for them. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I'll give you a quick 60-second break, a water break, because just now I said health is equally important. Okay. So I'll give you a quick 60-second break. You'll have go have some water, stretch yourself, and when you come, you'll bring your parents in because for the next part of the session, I want your parents' involvement as well because I have something exclusively for parents too. Okay. So your 60 seconds now starts now. On. Go. Yes, Suzanne, you're back. Awesome. I appreciate your punctuality. Hi, Neha. Okay, Siddharth, so until Munish joins us, I think Munish is left. Okay, he'll join us back again. So we'll do one thing, okay? Now I taught you two important secrets. I want you to tell your mom what you have learned now. Those two important secrets that we learned.
First secret is that you should always be self-aware and dedicated, and
Self-aware of what?
self-aware of your goals, of your passions,
Goals, passions, and one more was there.
dreams,
Strength, your strength.
strengths.
Okay? Awesome, super. What is the second secret we learned?
You should have a fixed routine,
Okay.
which should consist of all the aspects, like the physical aspect, the work aspect.
Yeah. We had this rhyme as a kid. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
All play and no work makes Jack a gloom toy. It honestly applies to each of us. Okay, so you should make sure that you give time for your physical health, your mental health. Yes, grade well is important, but not at the cost of your physical or mental health. So you make sure that you take time out for your physical activity, for relaxing down. Yes, exams are going to be stressful, but calming down is going to help you on a lot. Help you a lot. So see how you are going to balance all that. Okay. So I'm not sure if Monish is having issues joining. We'll just move on to the next one. And I wanted your presence here because for the next stuff, I have some part of the session which is exclusively for parents as well.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So before I move on to the next one, I'll just give you a quick view of my coaching program, what I do as a coach. And then I'll be sharing one more secret for Siddhant and what you as parent can do for Siddhant. Okay.
Okay.
So I, as a life coach, I conduct coaching programs in various areas. This is one such program. It is called Invincible Youth. I have been working with adults so far, to help them to understand where their void comes from, where the struggle for, becoming a successful leader comes from, and have helped them overcome it. But
Okay.
most of the times when you work with adults, we see that the inhibitions that stop them from becoming a successful leader, it all emerges during the teenage life. Okay, so no, it's like teenage life is when a person's self-esteem is built, and when that is impacted, that is when a person's leadership is also impacted. The way they work towards their goals, everything gets impacted only in this. Okay,
Okay.
so that is why I thought, now that I've been working with adults, why not work with the
Teenage.
teens who are also going to become leaders themselves? So, which is why I'm going to be talking about my coaching programs here. So, here in the first 3 weeks, I help my clients to identify who they are at the core of their heart and mind. What is their deepest need? What motivates them? And that I do that by identifying their core values. These are
Yeah.
what drive them to take crucial decisions in their life and handle their, almost every single activities of theirs. And then comes their strength and passion. Okay. Now, Harvard scientist Howard Gardner, okay, he has mentioned that intelligence is not just about math, science, and English or those like communication. He says intelligence is of 9 different types, and each of us have all these 9 different kinds of intelligence within all of us, but
Okay.
at varied intensities. Now, those that are above average uh, are our core set of intelligences. Those that are below average are some areas which are our weaknesses or which are not our passions. And if we want to work in those areas, we might have to put in extra effort. And how these passions are linked with our job profile is that neuroscientists say when people do a job, they might have to, like these passions, they name it as their intrinsic motivation. And they say every day we have to utilize at least 30% of our passion. Only then we will be happy and successful in life. Now I had just mentioned that I had been a silver medalist in my engineering. I had worked in leading MNCs like Ericsson, Siemens, etc. But then even as a fresher, I had those Monday morning blues. By the time it was
Okay.
Sunday evening, I would be like, oh my god, I have to go to work tomorrow morning. Back then, I didn't know the answer for it. But later, when I was equipping myself with the skills for required for becoming a life coach, that is when I realized we'll have to work in a field which are in alignment with our passion, with who we are as individuals in terms of our personality, our strengths, and our core values. Which is why these two areas have been incorporated in this program. And then third one is about building the confidence that they can go on to achieve.
Yeah.
Yes, now I've told everybody has some kind of intelligence, but does everybody go on to leverage on it? No. Where does the difference come now? That's self-confidence. Now, how do we build that self-confidence? Which is what I'll be working in the third week. Next, in weeks 4 and 5, I help in creating healthy routines for my clients. Like, now, all of us have goals, but not everybody goes on to achieve the goals, not because they think it's not possible for them, but people don't know to prioritize and handle their routine. I put my clients through a framework called Make It Happen framework, where they ensure that they give equal importance for different areas of their life and more so towards things that they are passionate about and which are their personal life goals. How do they go on to achieve this? That healthy routine I help them create because again, neuroscientists say uh, all of us, like when you attend some motivational program, everybody gets pumped up. Come on, I'm going to do this. Like Neeraj Chopra goes on to score a gold in javelin, and then entire India goes on having a javelin in the head. But that motivation withers later. Why does it fizzle out? It's not because not everybody has it in them. Yes, people can go on to build it, but there's also something else that is required, which is cultivating habits that take him there. Neeraj Chopra didn't have the talent alone. He had a routine that took him there.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
develop that routine? That is what I help my clients to work in 4 weeks, 4 and 5. Then in week 6, 7, and 8, I work on their emotional intelligence. How do they handle their stress when it comes to this? How do they handle, regulate themselves? Yes, every now and then we have some others, something, some distractions cropping up. How do you hold yourself from that instant gratification and put yourself on a path to delayed gratification for achieving success? That is self-regulation, and I work on that. Then third parameter is resilience. Now, the road to success is not a straight road like this to this. It's like this and this and this and this. So many ups and downs. Now, after every down, people have to bounce back. So I work on their resilience. This is the 8 week coaching program that I conduct for my clients. Okay, and I conduct it over Zoom. Usually, it is a 1 hour session. One or two sessions go for 1.5 hours, which I give prior integration for the client. And after that, there is going to be some assignments after each session. But then it would take a maximum of 30 minutes for the individual to cover that assignment. And then I have review calls with the person. Now, when I do the same program for adults, when I do for the adults, the review calls are with the adults. And when I do it for teams, I have review calls with the teams on weekly basis where I will discuss on the progress made so far in terms of the sessions that we have had, and also if there's any other specific area which the child would like me to address. It could be handling their friends, bullying them, or it could be the handling the exams, whatever it is. Outside of the coaching program, if there are any issues that they face, I help them work on it. Then I also hold two review calls with the parents, one in the first one and one in the second one. So this is how I work with my clients. Now, this is price. The investment for this is going to be it's going to be 25,000. Okay, and uh, in case you feel that you want to take it up in installments, yes, there are options for installment paying in installments as well. So this is how I do it for teens. When I do it for teens, the investment is 25,000. When I do it for adults, the investment is 40,000. Okay. So this is how I work with my clients. This is about my coaching program. Now I'm going to move on to the third secret that we are going to learn. The question is now for you, Siddhant. Everybody wants to become successful. Okay, but let us see what are the qualities that will help a person become successful. What are the things required for you to be successful in your life?
Talent,
Any sorry,
talent,
I didn't understand.
talent. I'll
Talent.
type it
Okay,
out.
awesome. Talent. Okay. Next, what else? What else do you think?
Uh,
Any cases, there's no right or wrong here. You can still give it try. Determination, awesome.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So talent, determination,
Awesome.
hard work,
Hard work. Very good.
uh, discipline,
Discipline. Very good.
um, what else?
Your quick thinking. What else do you think a person needs to be successful?
Motivation,
Awesome.
uh,
Okay. So yeah, now that you've said these things, now since most of us know, yes, we need talent, we need to be hardworking, we need to be determined, we need to have that motivation, we need to have that resilience. Then, since if we all of us know this, then why not everyone is going on to become successful? Where are we missing out?
confidence,
You are bang on. Awesome. And where does this confidence come from?
from within ourselves.
Yes, super awesome. All of us know it's not, we need to work hard, we need to be determined to achieve it. But the fact that, yes, I can achieve it, that confidence only a very few people have. That comes with the self value of a person. Okay, that is why we will have to work on the self value of our own self. Like I had just mentioned to your mom, the self esteem of a person is built in their teenage years. Okay, and when this foundation is strong, they are ready to take on any challenges in their life. Okay, but when somebody has a troubled childhood, that is when it becomes very traumatic for them. Okay, yes, they would have they would also have the challenge. They will also know that yes, these things are required for becoming successful. But why they don't go on to work is because they lose their confidence. Okay, once we can actually build that self value of the individual, once we create that solid foundation in terms of their self confidence, that is when they know, if they find themselves not working hard, they know, okay, I've missed on this particular thing, I have to work on my schedule to accommodate this particular activity so I can go on to become successful. If they feel no, they know, if a person who was, from a remote village in Rameswaram, putting newspapers door to door, can go on to become the president of India, then I can too. That determination comes only when they have that strong self value. So that is why self value and self confidence are very, very important for a person. Okay, and so that brings us to our third secret. Self value and self confidence has to be high. Or never let your self value or your self confidence to be impacted. The whole world may think this is not possible for you, but you should know, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, you should know that you can go on to achieve it. There should be no hesitations, no doubts. Maybe if there's probability of 80-20, no such thing. A team that was beaten in the very first round of the T20 World Cup by India, a team which was on the verge of not qualifying for semi-finals, has had a greatest comeback and has gone on to take on England in the finals. But a team which started on a very good note, we went on to lose against England, and that too, the loss was very bad. That there was no fight put up from the bowling department. Where does this come from? The opposition team straight away hit the nail on the self-confidence of the bowlers. The way they attacked, they shattered the confidence of the bowlers. That the same bowlers who were efficient against the other teams in the qualifying round and in other bilateral series that we played, they lost their efficiency in the match. For the entire 20 overs, all the bowlers were almost feeling like they were giving extra practice. Why? Because their confidence was shattered. This is exactly what happens when self-confidence is impacted. So never let your self-confidence down. Keep working on your confidence and your self-value. Okay? So that is our third important secret. Okay? Great. So let me talk with So this slide was supposed to be there only. So okay, this slide I had mentioned about a coaching program. Right? It's just the investment and the call details are attached here. So now to your mom, Neha. This question is to you. Okay, what do you think is the role of a parent?
Yeah,
Yeah, Neha. So what do
yeah.
you think is the role of a parent?
Role of a parent is to guide the child
Okay.
regarding the child, right? So to guide
Yeah.
the child, to make them a balanced individual who can go out in
Okay.
the world and you know function at their optimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I loved your input,
Okay.
making them a balanced individual. I love
Yeah.
that input.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now this book called You, Your Child and School.
Okay.
The authors of this book mentioned that a parent's role lie along five different levels. This is called Maslow's motivational hierarchy, and
Okay.
this is individual needs of every individual. And now, as a parent, the author says our role is to cater to each of the needs in each level. For example, the physiological need is about their the basic level needs like sleep, food,
Food.
and
Yeah.
their shelter.
Yeah.
The safety need is about ensuring that our child is safe. Yes, we know that there are people who actually don't do anything to children. We give our best to ensure that our children are safe. That is the second thing. Third thing is to ensure that the child is feeling belong to the family and feeling loved by the family members, and that's feeling of belonging to the community. So that is the third level. Fourth level, the authors say, is the self-esteem of the child. That I can go on to achieve my goals or achieve anything that I want. That I'm feeling respected by my own family members, by the community. That I can bounce back after my failures and still go on to achieve. All this comes under the esteem factor. And the final one is the self actualization. And that we say is to help the child be the best version of themselves, not the best version of what we think we want our child to be, not the best version of what the society thinks our child has to emerge as, but the best version of what the child himself wants to be. Okay, and there is this beautiful quote in Tirukkural, it's the Tamil one. It says that the best gratitude a father can give for a child is to ensure that he stands the topmost in anything that he wants to do or he is capable of doing. Okay, so that is exactly what these authors have mentioned as well. But usually, what happens is, yes, as parents, we are most of us agree that the physiological needs have to be catered to. There are very few exceptions, and we will not regard those exceptions. And they also agree upon the safety needs.
Right.
They also agree upon the love and belonging needs. In fact, more in 9 out of 10 Indian families, all these three can be taken for granted. Yes, it is available for the child. But where does the gap come from is these two areas. Not every parent let their child to face the world, fail and rise. Not every parent let say for example there are cases where sometimes parents say if elders say you have to agree whether you accept it or not, you have no choice, you have to agree. Yes, I was brought up that way. As a child it did impact my esteem a lot, but then so I make it a point to tell my child what I think. When you say this, I feel it is wrong, but if you feel it is right, I respect your view. But down the lane, if you feel that this is wrong, then come back to me. I see how I can support it. This is how I draw the line. So I make sure that I don't wound his self-esteem. Okay, this is something that parents have to consciously work upon. They have to let the child fail and then rise up from it. Even the smallest of jobs, most of the time, we as parents end up pampering the child. Like, for example, from helping the child to wear those shoelaces to do things that we say probably is difficult for you. A quick breakfast, say a poha. It could be easy, it is easy for anyone to do it. But then we would put on 1001 requirements to our child saying, no, it is difficult for you should not do all this. I'll help you out. Yes, children will be messy and find it difficult when they do it for the first time. But they can go on to learn and evolve. When parents give that space, that is when the child's self-esteem is going to be boosted. Next
Right.
comes to self-actualization. Like I mentioned, whatever his talents are, whichever are his those intrinsic motivations, the parents have to help the child to leverage on it and make himself the best out of those intrinsic motivations. Okay. Now, if Pragananda is playing chess and his parents did not come from background which actually plays chess, but he's one of the topmost players, and that as a school child. Okay, so he is my son's inspiration. He says, I want to become like him. Okay, that is the kind of space that we as parents have to give our children.
Yeah.
Yes, the society says if you score marks, go to engineering, go to medicine. But that is not true. And I was a product of that conditioning. I did my UG in electronics and communication, my PG in avionics. I worked in leading telecommunication industries only to find that I was not feeling connected to that.
Okay.
Okay, so as parents, we can what we can do is when they are in the nascent stages, identify what their passions, what their strengths are, and help them leverage on it right now, so that they don't go into an adult like us and then hit that midlife crisis and then see, oh my God, I've spent so many years of my life here in I know in establishing myself in this career industry. I know nothing about other industries now. So there are people who are very, they are reluctant to quit this career and start a new one. But
Right.
very few people, take the bold step of quitting the career and starting a new one. Whatever it is, that self-actualization is the area that we as parents can support them right now. Okay? So this is what the authors of the book, you, your child, and the school, they say that we as parents should be doing. Okay, so this is what I would say for you to assess. Okay, if you
Okay.
want your child to become that strong leader he's going to be,
Yeah.
please work, please boosting his self-esteem and
Okay.
please help him become the best version of who he is. And that is how he becomes the successful leader that he is want to be. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we have a quick activity. Do you have these ingredients ready?
Yeah.
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 Okay, awesome. Manish has just joined us. I just to have a quick word with him. Manish, where did you get lost all of a sudden? We were missing you for a while.
Well,
Manish?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Where did you go? You didn't join back.
I thought that the class was over.
No, I said 60 seconds break. Afterwards, you'll bring your mom. So we are almost at the end of the session now. It's okay. I'll talk to your mom after the session. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can join us for this game. Okay. So what you'll do is fill this glass with say around one third of water. One third of the glass should be filled with water. Add a spoon of sugar and mix it well. Okay. Done. Now I want you to taste this water. I hope you've got drinking water, right? Yeah. So please taste it. Great. How does it taste?
it is slightly sweet.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is mix the rest of the water in the fill the rest of the glass with water and then mix it now. Don't add sugar, just mix it. Then I want you to taste it now.
It
How
is
does it taste?
it is more sweet.
How more sweet,
How?
less sweet it will be, no?
It is.
मैंने पानी ऐड किया
I think I mixed it more this time. That's why.
है
Okay, the sugar wasn't
Yeah.
dissolved, is it?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay, okay.
but-
But otherwise, what happens usually when you add more water to a sugar syrup? What happens?
It tastes less sweet because the quantity of water is.
Okay. Because what happens is the concentration gets diluted. Okay. Now, any idea why I am talking about this?
No.
Okay. So this that spoon of sugar that you added, it is like the essence of this webinar that you've learned. Okay. You've learned three vital secrets. Okay. It is similar to the one spoon of sugar you have added to your mind. Now, when you taste it, you feel so pumped up. You feel like you want to go achieve things. Okay. But imagine if you don't keep adding more such sugars, if start getting onto your daily routine, then that is equal to adding more water to this already present sugar syrup. It gets diluted and the taste like becomes lesser. Similarly, when you start, if you don't take any action on what you have learned today, the motivation that you have had today will fizzle out over the course of time. And you will become, no, this session would have not made any difference at all to you. Okay. So if you don't want that to happen, you will have to take some concrete action towards, ensuring that what you've learned today stays with you on a longer run. Okay. So what are some things that you can do? Okay, one, I said, right, you can join my coaching program where I will take you through the entire course, 8 weeks, where I will train you to do all this by yourself and then start living your life. Or there's even one more smallest action that you can try. Call a friend of yours today and share these three important secrets that you have learned. This is something that I always tell my clients. Okay, no matter what you learn, just share it with someone very close to you within 24 hours of learning it. It helps in two ways. First, you are passing on the knowledge that you have learned to your friends. Second, it helps that knowledge to sink into your subconscious mind so that it keeps inspiring you from there to act on it. Okay. So if you want that the lessons that you've learned today to not get diluted, start taking action on this now. Okay. There are people who read a lot of motivational books. There are people who attend lots of such sessions. But if their action stops just there, that is when they don't see the benefit. For you to see the benefit, start taking action. Okay.
yeah
As I said, go talk to your friend right after the session within 24 hours. Tell them whatever you've learned. Which is exactly why during the break I asked you to call your mom and share the secrets that you've learned with her. Okay? It's not that I want her to know that you're learning something. It's because I wanted you to have that register in your subconscious mind. And if you feel joining my coaching program can help you achieve it quicker, please get in touch with me. My number is 744-851-9829. I think your mom has my number.
yeah
You
I
can
have
always
it
get in. Yeah, you can get in touch with me. I'll definitely guide you through the process.
okay
Okay. All the best. I
yeah
would love to see you coming out in flying colors. But before you move, I need one more thing from you. I am sharing a feedback form here in the chat. I
yeah
want you to fill it up and share it across to me.
sure
Okay?
yeah
Yes, yes, yes.
thank you so much ma'am
Thank you.
thank
And I would love to hear your words on how you found this session. How useful was it for you?
you I will I mean I would like Siddhant to tell that
Yeah, yeah, please.
yeah
It was a nice session. It like
Okay.
made me realize a lot of new things which I didn't really pay attention to.
Okay. So, one thing that I enjoyed with Siddhant today is the clarity with which you answered. Not everyone goes to say that, okay, see, I'm missing out on this, I need to know this. And when I said, what was it missing piece that is stopping you from achieving it, you came with the answer bang on. In fact, when I was doing my coaching program, I didn't have the answer for this. I was actually wondering what was the missing piece. But you came with it bang on, and I loved it. to
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
my pleasure. And he's such a sweet child. Siddhant, I wish you all the success in your life. May you come out in flying colors. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have sent the feedback form here. Yeah, please fill it up and share it across.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do it now, or you can do it later as well, whichever you feel is comfortable.
Yeah, I'll do it in a while.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
make sure to you share a word to your friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Siddhant.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Monish?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Monish, what happened?
Nothing, ma'am.
No, you were supposed to join back after 60 seconds, right? We were waiting for a couple of seconds and then we thought, okay, we'll get started.
Yeah.
You want to continue the remaining session now? Monish? Can you hear me better? I can't hear you at all.
Actually, your voice had gone suddenly, so I couldn't hear the exact sentence.
Okay. No, I asked you like if you would like to continue the remainder of the session now.
No, ma'am. Actually, I want to understand what were the three things because I was understanding something. I was understanding, but your voice wasn't clear.
Can you repeat again what you wanted to?
Ma'am, I want to learn the new things that that everyone was saying, but your voice was lagging a lot, so I couldn't hear anything.
My voice was lagging, is it?
Yeah, it was breaking sometimes.
Is it
So I
fine now?
couldn't, yeah, it's fine now.
So shall we continue the remainder of the session?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Beta, I didn't understand.
Ma'am, I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can take a break, no issues.
Okay.
Okay, we're done with the session. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah, Mohsin, do you want to continue the session?
Thank you, ma'am.